During this winter session of Free Home University, we have continued the work around struggles and solidarity. We have started these inquiries around performativity, around how we can embody the struggles. Little ritual even emerged from this being together, as when we celebrate the life and the death of the first transgender woman of Lecce, who openly stated their position of a transgender woman and sex worker. And we went there with one of the participants who brought this beautiful dance and march.
My friend from Brazil, Mavi Veloso, bring this practice to us. That was this march did with just one high heel. Was not a heel, a shoe in our size. We have bought lots of shoes in the free market, in the street, with just a few money. And the practice is exactly that, is to put a shoe that is not yours. To put a shoe that is from another person, from another place, to put yourself in this other body.
We try to find ways to speak about these questions on a very intimate ways, allowing an environment where personal stories and personal narrative could enlighten the global process and historical process that we are witnessing.
I really learned a lot in Free Home University in aspect of the image, the drawing, and we share a lot of memories together. And all of the things like theater, we go for marching and for all of the things, and I meet different people during this process, and it was really fun throughout. There was never a dull moment, and in other ways, I really learned a lot from Free Home University. They really make me more wide than how I was before, and not just only that, I really learned a lot to an extent. Even I myself, even when I'm in Free Home University, I was able to come up with some ideas and share my own memories outside Free Home University, and the people, they do really appreciate, because I learned some of all those memories in Free Home University.
This might look like a picture of a field of flowers, but it is really a picture of the city of Aleppo on December 13th, at 4:20 in the afternoon, yesterday.
Through the help of Claire Dolan, who comes from the Cantastoria tradition and the puppeteers tradition, we understood how we could bring this material out in the street, in the manifestations, in the rallies, involving the audience in a different way, with a strong visual aspect that could be added to the stories and to the text that we wrote together after many exercises of making portrait, talking about our idea of home, finding commonalities in the differences of our stories and different social background.
And this phase remind me of my eyes problem for 5 years, you can see. But this eyes make me see for now, because I just have operation 3 days ago and I can see clearly.
In my country, to say welcome, Waboge.
To say welcome in Nigeria, from Nigeria, it's Waboge.
And we are focused on this idea of learning together, of exploring and learning through each other. So I think, especially in this session, every participant was moved and generously, enthusiastically wanted to share.
And in the theater of oppression also, there are people that are not allowed to see their rights because of the oppression. There are people that have rights to do one or two things. They were not given the opportunity. And in this theater of oppression, with Claudia motivates me more to go back to reflect on my memory, to think positive. This theater of operation make me to go deeply, think far. This theater of operation make me to write my story, and he give me the zeal, he give me the mind, he give me the sensibility to know the right things to do at the right times.
We tried to put together a sort of political cabaret, a bit in the tradition of Bertolt Brecht and Karl Valentine and Kurt Weill, mixing the text with the music, with this idea of entertaining and educating the audience which was actively involved.
This is the face of everything.
For me, I look it as an old colonial face.
It's the mess we made in these 10 days. And we are me, him, she, all of us.
So the work I've done in this session of Freedom University was concentrated on the encounter. My work is based on the body, so I use the body to create an encounter and to create a group. Since we were a lot of different people with different backgrounds and different experiences, and but we all have a body, so we were working on that. Then we were working on scarves. We were studying the scarves of our body. The story of our lives is written on our bodies somehow, in the visible and invisible scarves we have. So sharing that made it possible for us to know each other much on a deeper level.
I am Rebas, I'm teacher and activist. I have scars on my arms and in my hands. All my legs are all scars because of fell down a rocket, a bomb to my house when I was childhood, 12 years old in Iraq. Thank you.
It happened as a political torture in my country. I don't want to talk anymore about that.
Together we explored theatrical techniques, especially working with the dance and the body, working on theater of the oppressed, Augusto Boal techniques of theater of images and political theater and theater of legislations, trying to understand how we can visualize the society as it is, the questions, the problematics, and how also with the help of the audience, of an active audience, we can try to invent or imagine new solutions.
We lived together through this time into Amirato Culture's house in the session of Freedom University, and the practice of the kitchen is something that I like so much because I think unite lots of things. If we are here discussing solidarity, we are here discussing our necessities.
Especially, it also made us to understand that we should always fight for what we know is right. And once you are in this life, you are meant to struggle day and night. And they make me to understand that once you know your struggling is strictly for the betterment of your future and for the people around you, you should never give up. You should keep on struggling.
And to me, there are a lot of things that happen in Free Home University which really encourage me to keep on moving on with entertainment in a life that really give me the assurance that never will I stop doing entertainment. Tibira batata, le dumari say, my baby fine, my baby fine, my baby fine. I like my girl.
One important aspect of the work, I believe, is also this attempt to build a network, to build a community that some friend has called an invisible community, which is still existing. These are moments for the community to celebrate, and we saw how this community also need to celebrate togetherness and moment of connectivity, and not only reiterate or perform their condition as asylum seekers.
Thank you.